Hello, and welcome to Studio 415.
On today's show, you'll get to meet students from all over the world and hear their stories.
You'll see the Charger Spotlight shine on our school resource officer.
And you'll see a couple new faces that joined CHS this summer.
All of that and more coming up next.
Here, high schools are nothing like high schools in my country.
I don't think I would have left Carroll Middle School to teach at another school, certainly not another district.
I think we have the ability to make a deep run and win state.
Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Sage Arnold.
And I'm Victor Wolf. Carroll High School currently has foreign exchange students from France, Spain, Moldova, Germany, Thailand, and Italy.
These students bring a wide range of experiences and culture to Carroll High School. In my story, I talked to many of these students to hear what it is like to come to America. The 23rd year of the CHS Foreign Exchange Program has students coming from all around the world to study for a year at Carroll High School. This year, Carroll accepted 7 foreign exchange students from 2 continents. The students enter the foreign exchange program by taking the world-class Instructional Design and Assessment Test, also known as WIDA. This test covers a variety of reading, writing, and speaking quizzes. The students sign up through an agency where they have to sign documents and pay money to be able to exchange schools. The students paid around $20,000 to $25,000 to attend school in America. There are benefits to being able to attend school in the USA, like new cultural experiences and practicing their English, but there are also sacrifices that have to be made. The students are asked by the agency to not contact their family or any close relatives while they're in America to keep themselves from distraction. While the students are at Carroll, they are provided with a study hall class called ELL, also known as English Language Learners, to guide their school year. Carroll High School Assistant Principal Tanya Pickett is in charge of the Foreign Exchange Program.
No, I mean it's a great program. I hope our students get as much as our foreign exchange students get from our school. So I hope it's a mutual thing for both parties.
Italian foreign exchange student Anna Savka came to the United States to see how we are living here. She is excited to try American traditions such as Thanksgiving, Halloween, and prom. She is currently a junior at CHS and manager of the Carroll volleyball team. Her reaction to learning that she was able to transfer to the United States was sentimental to her.
I was excited. I was in an amusement park, and I started jumping around the park. I cried for happiness, so I was so happy.
Spanish foreign exchange student Kiara Calasanz Borges is a junior at CHS. Kiara's most exciting experience so far this year has been the first home football game. She plans on looking into trying new things, such as the winter sports. She says her decision to become a foreign exchange student was very spontaneous.
For me, when I came here, I really wanted to see a football game. So for me, the most interesting thing so far was the football game. It was very nice, and I really liked the first game they won.
German foreign exchange student Inke Uwe is currently a junior at Carroll High School. She decided to become a foreign exchange student in October of 2021. It took her about 3 months to go through all the steps in order to be accepted into the program. She finds it interesting that she gets to choose what kinds of classes she can take, such as electives. She expresses her joy to be here with her native tongue.
Ich freue mich, hier an dieser Schule zu sein. I said that I'm thankful to be here at this school, yeah.
After 2 months in America, the foreign exchange students are enjoying their time and are looking forward to American traditions. For Studio 415, I'm Sage Arnold. With former assistant principal Cleve Millian moving up to the principal position, a new assistant principal was needed.
Studio 415 reporter Jaden Householder joins us in the studio to introduce us to the new face in the front office.
I had the opportunity to speak with the new assistant principal to find out more about him and his position. I'd like to introduce you to Daniel Ostinsky and his dad jokes.
But there are 2 Adams and they were traveling. Let me make sure I get this right, or else I'm going to sound like a fool. The one Adam says, "I've lost an electron." The second Adam says, are you sure? And the first Adam says, I'm positive.
At the end of the 2021-2022 school year, Carroll High School found itself in need of a new assistant principal. This was due to the former assistant principal, Cleve Millian, moving to a higher position within Carroll. After 13 years at Carroll Middle School, Daniel Ostinsky decided to take on this new opportunity. This came in the form as an administrator within Carroll High School.
Like I said, I would only leave Carroll Middle School for an opportunity like this, moving into administration. So, yeah, it's a really difficult decision, but one I'm definitely happy that I made.
With Ostinsky's new position within the high school also comes with new challenges. One of these challenges comes in the form of dual credit and college classes. These are courses that provide students with high school and college credits that would be presented on a student's college transcript. With Ostinsky taking this role, the importance of students taking these courses becomes one of his top priorities.
I generally knew what dual credit was, but I just had no idea the work that goes into it. Trying to get, potentially over 1,000 kids registered for college classes.
With Ostinsky moving to the high school this year, U.S. history teacher Kyle Wood was ready for their reunion. Their 6-year history at Carroll Middle School came to an end when Wood decided to switch to the high school as a U.S. history teacher.
So Mr. Ostinsky, he's a really hard worker. That's one of the things that you'll notice about Principal Ostinsky. I have no doubt that when he had a new coworker over there, he was prepared and had the things ready to help them.
Transitioning from a teaching position over to a higher administration position can be very difficult with little experience. With the help from his fellow assistant principals and CHS principal, Cleve Millian, Ostinsky will be able to get assistance with his new position. Millian had the position previous to Ostinsky and was able to sit down and talk to him about some challenges that he would be facing.
When he was announced as the new assistant principal, he and I met a couple of different times, talked about specific things like what grade he would be working with, specific duties as far as dual credit and how he would handle that and how that operates.
Other duties Ostinsky will be taking on as an assistant principal will include disciplinary actions for the junior class.
Becoming the assistant principal was a very tough decision, so if you see Mr. Ostinsky around the halls, be sure to say hello. For Studio 415, I'm Jaden Householder.
Thanks, Jaden. William Jameson is back with another Charger Spotlight. In this episode, he dives into the deep intricacies of Officer Eric Butler's occupation in Carroll High School.
Not only does Will find out Officer Butler's favorite police nickname, he also finds out what his favorite donut is.
Welcome back to the Charger Spotlight, and on today's episode, we're interviewing your resource officer, Mr. Butler, to ask him some questions about his personal life. What made you want to join the force?
Ever since high school, I enjoyed the idea of public service. I knew I was going to the military right out of high school, but afterwards I had the idea of getting into some kind of law enforcement.
What kind of branch did you serve in the military?
I served in the Air Force.
What's the fastest someone you've pulled over has gone?
115.
Did you ever work at the jail?
I did. I worked there for just about 4 years.
Okay. Does it remind you of the school?
No.
No?
No. The school smells much better.
It's much better?
That's the best way to say it.
Are you fluent in any martial arts?
Not fluent, no.
No?
The idea of being fluent in something that's a lot more dedication than I would be able to have.
So you don't know any jiu-jitsu or anything like that?
Let's say dabble in it.
What keeps you up at night?
Age, maybe? I don't know.
Do you think you're better than me?
Of course. Aren't we all? That's the idea.
Man, really?
That's the idea. You have to think you're better than somebody else, right? Oh. No, I don't even know you.
What's your favorite donut?
Let's say any.
Apple fritters, maybe? I love apple fritters.
Cinnamon rolls are probably a little better, though.
You
Apple
think?
fritters, you'll be fine, and we're into pumpkin spice season, too.
Okay.
So it can turn out a pumpkin donut.
Have you enjoyed your time at Carroll High School?
I love it.
Yeah?
I absolutely love it.
Okay.
I get up every day, enjoying going to work.
Do you ever speed in your vehicle? And don't lie.
Everybody speeds.
Everybody speeds?
Everybody speeds.
So even when you don't have the lights on, you speed?
Everybody speeds.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the questions they ask us when we do our polygraph or lie detector test. Do you break traffic laws? Anybody says no, they're 100% lying.
Would you like to demonstrate how to arrest someone? I'll offer up my bodyguard here, if you'd like.
Okay, you have a bodyguard?
Yeah, he's right there.
Absolutely. Andrew, I'm going to have to place you under arrest.
Okay.
What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to put your hands on top of your head, turn away from me.
And you can put them on the table if you'd like.
Yeah, what do you do, Andrew, anyway? Huh?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
They never know.
Handcuffs out.
So.
I gotta talk to my lawyer.
No, we'll find plenty of time for your lawyer.
Who's your lawyer?
It's all good, man.
Okay.
Saul Goodman? Better call him. You're right. All right, Andrew, you're under arrest. I'll read your Miranda rights here in a few minutes. you have anything to say?
No.
Okay.
Sit down, Andrew.
All right. Yep. Sit down. So, see how that works.
Oh my God. All right, you want to ask some questions, Andrew?
How are you today?
I'm doing very good. You're probably better than you are right now.
Yeah, probably. Do you shave your head, or are you naturally bald?
I have to shave my head. I have the classic receding hairline, and then probably the bald spot in the back. So yeah, it all goes.
Something you want people to know about you?
I'm a huge car buff. I have multiple cars in my garage. No one ever sees them because I drive a police car all day.
What color is your Bugatti?
Oh, yellow.
Ooh,
yellow. Yeah.
Nice.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Oh boy, I would not. I wouldn't shave my eyebrows like the last commercial. No.
Oh. So, what's the best way to get out of a speeding ticket if their opportunity is given?
You could probably try to run really fast, maybe.
Is it true that all police officers love Ohio State?
Absolutely not.
No.
I don't know many who do actually like Ohio State. I'm sorry to say.
We learn something every single day.
Hey, that is why we're here in this building, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't like Ohio State either.
Yeah.
What is something about school safety that you think needs to be changed immediately?
Just the awareness of it. Importance. When we see unfortunate instances of school shootings, it comes to light for everybody. It's a quick 5-minute flavor of the week, but then it disappears.
So, how much has drug use among teens changed over the last few years?
Probably exponential.
And how often are drug searches initiated during the school year, if you don't mind answering that one?
We don't have a quota. We don't have a standard of like, we need 4 a week or something like that. A lot of our stuff are based off of tips and suspicions.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to ask me before we end this interview?
Is it a real tie or is it clip-on?
No, it's a real tie.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Say, we wouldn't wear a clip-on tie. Well, thank you for coming out, Officer Butler. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yep. I gotta shake your hand. Oh.
You heard it here first. Officer Butler loves cars, and he arrested my bodyguard in the studio. For Studio 415, I'm William Jameson.
Thanks, Will. Some say if you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it. One teacher knows Carroll's history, as she was once a student here.
Studio 415 reporter Sam Armstrong learned about the new social studies teacher, Corinne Lauer, and shares her story.
Many students may have noticed a new face in the hallway near the grand staircase. That face belongs to Corinne Lauer. Now part of the social studies department, Lauer teaches both world and U.S. history. Lauer began attending Carroll in 2011 and graduated in 2015. After her college career at Ball State University, where she majored in social studies with a minor in political science, Lauer began teaching. Lauer taught 7th grade social studies at Norwell Middle School for 3 years, but is happy that she has made the switch.
After teaching middle schoolers for 3 years and them being stinky, smelly, and gross, I think anyone would want to. That, and honestly, I love how much more in detail we can get with history and things with high schoolers.
Lauer noted the warm welcome she received from both students and staff at Carroll.
I mean, very welcoming, very helpful, and very open when I make a mistake.
Students can tell that Lauer enjoys teaching.
She's energetic. She'll walk around the room when she teaches and she'll speak really loudly and stuff. You can tell she has a passion for being there.
As Lauer continues to grow and develop her career at Carroll, she hopes to teach government. For Studio 415, I'm Sam Armstrong.
Thanks, Sam. The Carroll varsity boys and girls soccer teams are gearing up for the Indiana State Tournament.
In my story, I got the chance to see how both teams are preparing for the rough journey heading into the postseason.
In the 2021-2022 season, the 7-7-3 boys varsity soccer team got knocked out of the playoffs, losing in the first round to Snyder High School. After that early exit, the boys are back in full force. Coach Zach England believes that a record may not reflect the skill of the team.
I think we have the ability to make a deep run and win state. Soccer is a game where you don't necessarily have to have the best overall players, but if you have a good team atmosphere, anything could happen on any given day.
The team is looking to end the year at 500 or above for the 5th straight season. This year, the Chargers have beaten many difficult rivals, such as Homestead, who is a tough opponent, and Canterbury, who beat Carroll last season. Senior Jacob Douglas says he wants to leave it all on the field.
It definitely just means a lot more every game, because you never know, like if I get injured or something, it might be my last game, so I just got to put in 100% effort
every time. So.
With the boys team continuing to work hard, they are hoping to bring home a state championship for the first time in school history.
If you want to see the boys team in action, they're playing Hamilton Southeastern at Carroll this Saturday, the 24th. If you want to see the girls varsity team, then come out tonight and watch them play Canterbury at Carroll.
The girls ended their strong 2021-2022 season with a record of 9-5-5, with a second-round loss in state to Harrison. They hope to replicate their previous success this season as the playoffs approach near the end of this month. Coach Rick Smith discusses the pros and cons of his team.
We've got to figure out how to score. I think that we can defend at a high level. I think that we can possess the ball fairly well. Big problem that we've got is we're not very big, physically not very big.
The girls team has had their ups and downs this season, with the goal of ending this year with a state championship. Senior captain Jessica Till expresses how the team has overcome tough obstacles.
We have learned a lot. We lost a lot of really good players, so having to fill those gaps has been a struggle, but it's something we've been able to overcome.
Come support both varsity teams in their journey to success. For Studio 415, I'm Victor Wolf.
Are you willing to make a difference in our high school's athletic community for the better?
Studio 415 reporter Ryan Pashy interrupts your usual news programming for an important announcement.
Every home game, Carroll High School's Blue Flames serve thousands of fans, slaving away their spare hours over hot pretzels. For just a few hours every Friday, you could save the life of a culinary student. When you volunteer for Concessions, you thrive in kindness, community, and Mr. Klein's unconditional love.
When students volunteer for Concessions, I think to myself, this is one of the good kids. This person's going places in life.
Right now, there is a group of students who desperately needs you to sell $5 Chick-fil-A sandwiches. Just look at them, waiting for one helpful student to back them up. Witness Kind Soul Charity Mirrors relentlessly calling out to our student body.
You're giving back to your country, your society. It's something to do. You get volunteer hours in case you're doing NHS.
Thousands of students and parents in the stands grow ruthless towards Concessions every day. This giant highlighter keeps on growing, so don't hesitate a moment longer. Lend a hand as soon as possible to spare someone the suffering of a hungry football fan. These chargers do not care, though some yummy hot dogs. Not only could you make a difference, but you could also get a free soda, candy, hot dog, or even a Chick-fil-A sandwich when you volunteer at any Carroll High School home game. Not to mention, you get in the games for free. So fill your sense of accomplishment and your stomach by contributing to our cause. Please, do something worthwhile and sign up to volunteer in Sigmund's room 144 or contact Miss Scholl in room 131.
This should serve as a calling to everyone. You need to volunteer to work Concessions at a Carroll game. If you don't, we're gonna find you.
That's all we have today. Thanks for watching.
If there's a story you'd like us to cover, please let us know.
For all of us here at Studio 415, have a great week, Carroll.